Let me just put that out there. First of all, shout out to B, who is going through an abscess in his tooth or something. He said he woke up and his face was really huge because I was like, why you ain't been? Tell me. But, shout out to the plantation. I had to go to work today and I thought, I tried to give my shift away. It didn't happen. But, I was like, all right, the airport's a great place to see the eclipse. And the minute the eclipse started eclipsing,
it went away.
No, the clouds came out. Like when I say the minute the eclipse.
We still over drinking anyway.
She thought she was gonna escape.
So we
the eclipse was eclipsing. And I was really excited because, all right, so I know, Nelly, you say that you learn something new about me all the time.
Yes.
So many moons ago, like in the 80s, when I used to talk like this, and I went to private school.
And I love it.
I was really into astronomy. So no, seriously though, I was like really into astronomy growing up, and my parents bought me a telescope. I was waiting for
you to educate me on all of the significance of the eclipse.
Yeah, so my parents brought me a telescope, and I used to do shit like sit on the steps in Northern Liberties and point at this, because we actually had a great view of Center City before they started building all these other fucking sky high townhouses and shit. But like my parents bought me a telescope. I also had a microscope, and I would do shit like stick me in my. Because it's for you. You can stick my fingers. I used to stick my.
Can't overdrink by myself. We're gonna have to share.
Salute.
Yeah. It's only right.
Why do that? That's good though.
Isn't it chilled?
Oh, chilled. Yes. So I was really into astronomy, really into science. Had a telescope, used to look up at the sky, used to know all about Halley's Comet. This is why I got into astrology. I used to pick out the astrological signs of the stars.
You can see them. I always was confused by that. How do people see that?
Not so much in the city all the time, but so for all you fellas that are trying to figure out how to interest a sapiosexual, or a woman that's kind of like a geek or a nerd, this is what you do. You take her to the Platte of all places and you look at the night sky, but you have to go at certain times of the year because you really can see the constellations.
Or you have to take me out there.
And so you have to they're really, what did I see out there? I saw one time, for sure, Castor and Pollux, Gemini, and that's what it was. The person knew I was into it, so it was like, oh, you should be able to see Gemini in the night sky in Philadelphia at such and such time. So we went, and I actually was able to pick out and Orion's belt. I know how to pick that one out.
I think that's dope.
I know how to find the new by looking for the North Star.
Have you ever seen a shooting star?
Yeah, actually, I've seen shooting stars a lot.
I've never seen one.
It happens. It happens actually more frequently than you would expect. But I'm telling you, go to the Platte at night. Look up at the sky. If not the Platte, Lemon Hill. Lemon Hill is another good place to look at the sky.
I'd be scared to go to the Platte, in the grassy part, like right at the top. You know where you park at the top.
Yeah,
you can see everything. One day I went up there. It was beautiful outside, and I see all these brown things swaying right over the grass. So I'm thinking it's some type of flower or something.
Is it during the daylight?
Getting bees.
Oh yeah.
I said, oh no. I almost laid in the grass. I was about to do yoga, and I realized I would have got jacked up. No, I'm kind of scarred.
Yeah,
but
I used to be fasted, I had a job at the Franklin Institute senior year of high school, and I remember that year they had like solar flares for the first time, and I forget how many years. And I went to look at the telescope to see the actual solar flares on the surface of the sun, like all that kind of shit. Like really is.
You're such a nerd. I love it.
Yeah, I have my moments.
Take nerd to another level.
I have my moments. So my daughter called me at work to ask me could she go to eclipse watch party with a classmate who actually lives close by. Well, they were getting out of school early anyway, so. What? My daughter is 12.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, anyway, my
He just heard an eclipse party.
No,
That's
an eclipse watch party. So she went. She had got her little free glasses from T-Mobile that nobody thought about me, and I always go get the free Tuesday gifts, and nobody got me mine. I was wondering
why everybody was posting these damn glasses. I'm like, T-Mobile giving out glasses. I just be so oblivious.
So I'm at work trying to catch the eclipse. So we're in the family chat, and I'm like, the clouds just covered it. My nephew was like, "Yo, it just got cold, and the street lights came on." My mom is like, it's cloudy. My sister like, I don't see nothing. My brother-in-law responds, it's beautiful. Nigga, where are you?
Where are you?
Nigga, where you at? So my little sister called me and she was like, I don't see nothing. I said, well, your husband said it's beautiful, so we need to find out where the fuck he at.
He's somewhere.
Because he's somewhere where he can see the eclipse.
My mom was tripping and she just watched it on TV. She was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
So the funny thing is when I first saw it, like when the clouds went by and I was like, oh, yo, word. I could see like a little sliver of the sun. And then my coworker, he was like, yo, it's crazy because the moon is like moving with the sun. And in my mind, I'm kind of laughing because I'm like, this is basic shit. And some people are really over the moon because they're really not into it. They really don't understand it. But I'm that much of a geek that this is like basic shit to me. And I'm like, been there, done that with the fascination. But I did want to see it. So my manager, when I was leaving, she gave me her glasses and I was able to catch a glimpse of it. And I was like, oh, it was beautiful.
So it only occurs every 20 years?
No, we just had a fucking eclipse 2017.
Oh, we did? Oh, okay.
Certain,
how often does it occur?
So that's the crazy thing. It's not, it's happened more often in the past few years, but also you have to remember global warming and all these things that naturally occur have taken a toll on the magnetic field and pull of the earth and such. So as the rotations change and the gravitational pulls change, I shared some with her already. This is why it can happen more frequently or infrequently. This was a complete eclipse and it covered the whole thing, and this is the second time since 2017.
The world could have came to an end today and I would have been asleep through the whole thing.
Brian has an abscess in his tooth. He isn't feeling well. He will be back next Monday.
Like, this is crazy. It's a lot of
but thank you for checking in.
Natural phenomenon, I guess, or natural stuff happening in the world. Like we had
no, it's not that. It's not supposed to happen on our side. So it happened in Jersey, and it happened in the county that's along the Ramapo fault. So wherever there is a fault line, there will be earthquakes. Jersey is against the Rampao, R-A-M-P-A-O, Rampano, actually, I think, Rampano. Whatever. Yeah, it's either Rampao or Rampano, I don't know, but it's against the fault line, and they actually have frequent earthquakes there. They're usually under the seismic radar. They're like under 2.5, which is why it doesn't go on anybody's radar. But this one was 4.8, 4.77777779. So it was a 4.8, and I didn't feel it. I was in the shower. I didn't feel it. My sister came busting in the bathroom and was like, my timeline is going crazy. And I thought I felt the bed shaking a few minutes ago for like 30 seconds. And I was like, what?
It was crazy. We literally just sitting in the living room watching TV, and it's like, so then you got a little marijuana on the brain, and you like, am I fucking? I'm like, are the neighbors fighting next door? Is the house about to blow up? What is going on?
You know somebody's cooking meth next door.
Something. I thought it was a gas explosion. Something's going on. I thought the dryer blew up. I thought I didn't know. I knew I wasn't tripping. But the only good thing was that we don't really have anything downstairs that's like loose that was swaying or anything. So we didn't see anything swaying. You just felt the floor shaking.
Okay, you in Southwest Philly are closer to New Jersey. I'm pretty close to Jersey, being right across the Ben Franklin. My sister felt it. Again, I was in the shower. Maybe I was feeling it. Maybe I was doing some other shit, and I don't know. But I didn't feel no fucking earthquake. But I will say, the next morning, the fucking aftershock woke me up at 6:28 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I woke up and I was like, I gotta pee. And I went to put how you like go to roll out of bed? My bed is actually on the ground right now. I rolled out of bed, I put my feet down, I went to stand up, and the whole shit was like, I said, hold the fuck up.
Wow.
And I sat down because I was like, I ain't that sleepy, tired, high, drunk, none of that.
But think about how scary that was. Like, if it really was a strong earthquake, like the fact that you could be sitting in your living room and all of a sudden the whole house starts shaking and the ceiling cave in. And
my dad said he felt it in Jersey, like, where he lives.
What the heck?
Do you remember the earthquake August 2011?
Yes.
I remember that because I was at work. I worked out of my boss's house at the time. And
that was a little scary too.
And he lived at 18th and Pine. And I will never forget my dumb ass. I'm sitting there. I'm doing shit. The house starts shaking. I hear a rumble. And the first thing I say is, oh, that must be the train. What fucking train is at 18th and Pine, y'all?
I know. Wait, no.
So once I got it out of my mind that it couldn't be the train, I said, hold up, well, maybe it's the Patco. No, the Patco ain't that fucking close either. So then that's when I go to, the internet, and everybody's talking like, oh my God, it's an earthquake. Now it's breaking news. And people are like, oh my God, I'm at work. I told my boss, I hollered upstairs, I'm going to catch you later. Where are you going? I
was leaving to go to Connecticut.
I'm going to pick my kids up.
So I'm like, I'm about to be on a train.
Yeah, listen.
After an earthquake just hit, right? My mom like, you better not go. You better stay here. It ain't over.
You've been around me plenty of times. Y'all who know me. The last thing I'm thinking about is going to pick up some fucking kids. I was like, I'm going to pick my kids up. I called the daycare. Hello? Are y'all closed early? I'm on my way. My daughter was not born. I was pregnant. My youngest son was in daycare. And my oldest son was in school. I went to pick both them little nigglets up. They was like, oh, what are you doing? I'm taking them out of school. We're going home. I don't know what's happening. Right. We don't have earthquakes to this extent on this side of the country.
Do it make you want to get your own little underground?
I don't know about y'all. You got to get right with whoever you got to get right with. I know I just got to get right with me, and that means me and being with my children right now. Yes.
Do you have your non-perishables and all this?
I got none of that shit. I barely got batteries that work in the fucking house. I got a flashlight with no batteries in it. I couldn't tell you where the flashlight is. I know I got a flashlight on my phone.
Well, we got one, but if my phone dies, then
but if my phone died, then listen. I have candles next to my bed, and I do have lighters. I have candles, and I have lighters. I know where they are.
That makes you think about it, people.
Do I have water? Not all the time.
How many of us would be able to survive?
But when I leave here, I'm going to have to go buy some cases of water because now you got me thinking. I don't always have water. I don't like canned food. So, no, I don't have canned vegetables. I no longer keep canned food in my house. It's something that when my oldest son was born, I was a vegetarian. I raised him as a vegetarian.
Is he still?
He started eating meat. He's 25. Maybe he was like 14, 15.
Okay.
He started eating meat, and that was his own decision. He decided.
Right.
But he doesn't eat it often. He sticks mostly to a pescatarian diet.
Nice.
So
you can't say
no Diddy. Can't say nothing around Chef. Oh my God, be an adult for once. No,
he's so childish.
He started eating meat. No Diddy.
You're so
childish. He started eating dead animals.
There you go.
So
a woman of words.
So but he was raised as a vegetarian, and then then he was raised mostly pescatarian. I was pescatarian. Then I started eating turkey and chicken, and then like one day I had a steak that was so banging I just ain't never turned back.
Not like a good steak,
So. But yeah, so he was so basically I was like, I'm going to get right with my kids during these earthquakes, and with this earthquake I didn't feel nothing. But I mean, it's funny, somebody asked me, they were like, it's been earthquakes, it's been an eclipse, do you think it's the end of days? And I'm like, all the evolution that we have been through, imagine if all the generations of different species that have existed before us to the ones that coexist now, like reptiles are descendants of dinosaurs. I was like, imagine if motherfuckers was running around thinking like, oh my God, it's the end of days. Like, no, is it
really possible?
It's
to
a
take
new
the
beginning
DNA of a dinosaur and bring it back.
Oh, I don't know nothing about that because, like I was saying earlier, I used to be fascinated with science. Science was not my thing. I took the easy way out. When I went to college, I said I'm going to get a degree in communications. I like to write. I like to speak. I like music, sports, and entertainment, and I'm going to follow my dreams.
Period.
That's what I did. I just never been on MTV or worked on MTV, so that's the one thing I haven't done.
What, MTV?
Yeah, or work for the NBA. Those were two
places.
Two goals. Those were two goals of mine. Yes, I've worked for every.
I was on MTV before. You want me to tell you my little MTV history?
Yes, tell me MTV history.
Now, if you guys are really going to be able to do, on MTV, I was going by Katia, which is my middle name. I was on Say What Karaoke. Remember that show?
I kind of remember that show. Say What Karaoke.
I was on about 3 episodes of Say What Karaoke, and I won.
Really?
And I won. Yeah, so if you do your research, see if you can pull it up. It's so old. I had a hard time finding it. Some of my family members recorded it, so there is proof out there. There's family members that have proof of it, but MTV was a really cool experience.
I've had a bunch of different TV experiences. My sister, my older sister, God bless her heart. My older sister was on.
God bless her.
She was on Candid Camera.
Oh no!
And I'm laughing because when I tell you the story, that's why I said God bless her heart. Because how could you not think there was not a Candid Camera somewhere around? So at the time, she wasn't gainfully or fully employed. She was working for a temp agency. Temp agency called her in, do a temporary assignment at a hotel downtown. She goes to the hotel downtown. She does this temp assignment. She's working the desk, but somehow they decide they want to send you to a room. They want to a guest room. The guest has to leave or something, or go do something, pick something up, go to the office, make some copies. I don't know. The guest had to step out for a few minutes. So they needed hotel staff to come watch Rocky the gorilla. Rocky the gorilla is staying in this hotel room. And Rocky is a really good gorilla. You just have to give him a banana and maybe play peekaboo.
First of all, you gotta know you're getting punked. It would never be a gorilla in a hotel room. That's crazy.
At your job, yo? Your job sending you to babysit a motherfucking gorilla?
I love these prank shows because I feel like people just be falling for anything sometimes.
The gag is, so not only is my sister duped, and if you knew my sister, y'all understand why I said bless your heart. And she's usually watching. So my sister is on Candid Camera playing peekaboo with this fucking gorilla who's really a person in a gorilla suit, which as I'm watching the episode.
She couldn't tell it was a fake.
Thank you. You couldn't tell, like, it wasn't the mask wasn't glued on.
Oh my God.
So she's peekaboo Rocky, and she's getting all scared. My sister is super scary. She's 4'11", first of all. 4'11". She's not a little person by definition or technicality. Although her grandmother was. And yeah, she played peekaboo with this fucking gorilla for, I don't know, at the time she might have been getting paid like $15 an hour, so I don't fucking know, but it was funny.
Did it air?
Oh, it aired. Oh, what? Yeah, that shit aired on Candid Camera for sure.
I love
that shit aired in the 90s on Candid Camera for sure. It definitely aired.
Saw it.
Yes, we had a good laugh at that. I have a cousin that's going to be on an upcoming episode of Wheel of Fortune. I think it's May 5th. My mom posted that in the family.
That's my show.
I always wanted to go on Wheel of Fortune. My mom bought me the little Wheel of Fortune game when I was younger that she used to hook up to the TV and point at the TV and
I had
play
the
puzzles.
board game too, and
you could solve the puzzles. I was so good. I probably would have made some money on Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune, and my cousin Marquita, she always keeps saying I should go on Name That Tune or beat Shazam. Can you beat Shazam?
Ooh, you could do it.
Possibly.
Your
I do hear a lot of songs and I be knowing it, but I feel like just being on TV, I would freeze up and all of a sudden I don't know a motherfucking thing.
I think you're competitive too, so you can be like, fuck this shit.
I definitely am. I would have to like, I don't know.
You ain't gonna take too kindly to losing to somebody.
Not on national TV.
Exactly.
Ew.
So you will boss up and win.
Yeah. Okay. So what else happened this week? We had an earthquake. Kamala was in town today. That was the other big thing at my job.
You didn't even hear anything about it.
Well, I saw on the news last night. She was coming to speak somewhere about something. See how much I was paying attention?
That's what I'm saying.
And Air Force 2 was at PHL today. And because Air Force 2 was at PHL, we had to do a couple ground stops. And, take our time.
There was a bunch of stuff going on in the city over the weekend.
I was here, but a lot of my friends went out to the Showdown AC, lit in AC. I was lit at PHL. I heard it was really lit.
Tammy Jean's event was nice.
Yeah,
her event was nice. Shout out to the Tammy Jean and Friends event. And then we got the DJ Diamond Cuts thing.
Yes, DJ Diamond Cuts and Friends Takeover, May 3rd. It's a Friday. I should be right as of now off.
That's gonna be.
I'm off on Fridays and Saturdays for the sole purpose of being able to trade days I need off with my coworkers who can't get off on weekends and picking up their weekend shifts. So we shall see. But there are some weekends that I have definitely paid attention to and already blocked off in the work calendar, so I can't swap or pick up shifts.
Yeah.
Because, it was 67 degrees today. It was hot. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for it to be hot and so I can be outside.
Well, we never got a chance to talk about Cowboy Carter. I finally downloaded it.
You finally downloaded and listened to Cowboy Carter?
I don't know how I feel about it.
You don't know how you feel about it? You only listened to it once?
I listened to it a few times, but I feel like, I don't know. I won't say I don't like it. I feel like it's just different. And being a person that is a Beyonce fan, and I love what she does, and I love that she keeps reinventing herself and expanding her collaborations and things of that nature. But it's just, I don't know how I feel about it. Well, I can't say it's good or bad. It's just different, and I just got to fill it out somewhere.
Shout out to B for keeping her name in everybody's mouth for the past couple of weeks with Cowboy Carter. I find it funny how I've been, I follow a lot of the Twitter shit, or the app formerly known as Twitter on X. And a lot of people are up in arms about how she shouldn't have done a country album. Y'all, she from Texas. Right. How she shouldn't have remade Paul McCartney's version of Blackbird, and it sucks. Y'all, Paul McCartney's original guitar is played on the song and featured on the song, and Paul himself co-signed and said that he appreciates hearing all those beautiful women sing on the song because it just reminds him of what he wrote the song for. Wow. So white people who didn't know, who are all upset, he wrote the song during the civil rights movement, specifically about Black women struggle during the civil rights movement and what it was to be
powerful.
So yeah, I liked it. So
you like it?
And like I said, I'm not like a Beyonce stan or anything. I can, she got some talent. She sells some records. Lemonade was the first project she ever had that kind of captivated me, meaning I was getting dressed to go out and I was very late for what I was supposed to do because I got caught up watching HBO Lemonade, and I watched the whole thing and I was like, damn.
Amazing. It was amazing.
I was like, I felt like the first time I heard Mary J. My Life and I could relate to what was going on, I was watching Lemonade like, bitch.
Yeah.
You be going through the same shit.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So with this album, like I had said before, I felt like I genuinely liked the songs. Anybody could have been singing them and I would have liked them. And I mean that from a lyrical standpoint. I kind of looked at the lyric videos and saw the words and read the words, and the way she tells the story with the album, the way she starts off with the longest song ever, but it's called American Requiem or something like that. It's, it's basically the album is a storytelling. So I can see if there is a visual album to go with it or any kind of art, I would understand that, because like I said from the beginning, everybody kept trying to sell me on this ain't Texas. No, this ain't. And I don't want to hear that. So now once I listen to the album, and I see where that song is placed in the album and the rest of the songs that go from that, I get it. I understand it. I still don't fuck with the song. It's still not a song for me. It's not even that it's not country. It's too pop. It's just not a song for me. Right. Like whether it's country, pop, or other, I just don't like it.
I didn't like the song initially at first either. The only thing that I liked, what made me like it, is the line dances for it.
Right, and I'm not a line dancing ass nigga. I don't like it. I don't like organization.
I'm a two-step ass motherfucker.
I don't like organized. You can't tell me what to do at a party.
She said, I don't like organized dancing.
You can't tell me put my fucking hands in the air. You can't tell me move side to side.
Wave them like you just don't care.
Can't tell me yay ho. No, fuck that. Not yelling ho. No. Can't tell me what to do.
I cannot.
Play the records, man. Play the records.
That's fucking hilarious. I love line dancing.
Yeah, no, organized dancing is just like, and
I'm a dancer.
And this from a bitch that took synchronized swimming.
You like what? Synchronized
This from a bitch that took synchronized swimming.
I love synchronized swimming.
Synchronized swimming for 3 years at Friends Select. Sure did. Synchronized in the 80s, way back when. We did a routine to, remember the California Raisins when it was all the rage? We did it to I Heard It Through the Grapevine. Mm-hmm.
That's so dope.
Yep.
How many black kids can say they synchronized swim?
Like, more than you would imagine. I also play field hockey.
That's hot.
It's one of my favorite sports, actually.
You really are a white person.
Hockey's one of my favorites. He says so are you.
I am. I don't deny my whiteness.
Well, according to my DNA, it's only like 4%. So.
Well, clearly I have a lot more percent.
I could trace my shit on. Actually, you know what's crazy? Not even crazy. I logged into my DNA, my heritage recently, because we were talking about it, and I haven't gone back to see. But the website was unavailable because the data was being updated.
I think Rosie.
The data was being updated. And it's funny because I remember saying at one time, I saw 1% of something, and then like maybe I checked months later and it had changed or altered, or somehow, some way, this particular set of white people that was in my family no longer existed because the DNA had, once they got more DNA in from more samples, it realized that it wasn't that. Like, it's crazy. At the end of the day, the one thing I can say for sure is all life comes from black people. From black people. So now that's all. Like, we are the one common denominator. I have a bunch of white friends that took a whole bunch of white DNA tests, and none of them are 100% Caucasian. None of them. All of them have some percentage that goes back to a country on the great continent of Africa. I found that super interesting. I love that for the ones that have shared this information with me.
You're welcome, white people. I love that for y'all.
All of it. So the Eve gene is real. Think about that when you go vote for Trump. The Eve gene is real.
I'm so not looking forward to this election.
I mean, well, if you live in the city of Philadelphia, which you do, hopefully, if I'm talking to you, today is the last day to register to vote in this upcoming primary.
Yeah, I'm registered. But you got me thinking about something. I want to change. I feel like I want to change my political party.
I don't want to change my party because
what are you?
I'm a registered Democrat. I've been a registered Democrat since the second time I could register to vote. I initially registered as a Republican. But my thing is, it just means that you have to vote with your party during the election and during the primary. So during the primary, then perhaps I just am less inclined to vote, or I might just suck it up and just vote party just because. I'm tired of doing that, though. I'm tired of this whole fucking two-party system. And changing my registered party isn't really going to change the issues that I have, which is why I haven't really been outside of registered as an independent, possibly. But I have to see what that means as far as voting in primaries and
I'm so tired of just voting just to vote when the vote is not. You're not seeing the end result of what did you vote for? What are we voting for? And we already know we're voting for bullshit on both ends. And it's
although I saw something today about more student loans being canceled that was coming closer to my neighborhood of cancellation, so I'm all for it.
Well, I'm all for anything they're gonna give us something. God damn it.
Yeah, because 40 acres in the mule. I'm about to move to one of these states that got these reparations committees that's really seriously considering giving checks to black folk. Michigan. Illinois, California.
I'll go to Cali.
Those are the only three that I know, and I'm really considering. I got best friends in LA. I'm considering moving to LA, or actually somewhere in California, somewhere that's highly and heavily considering reparations. Because
I would definitely roll out to California. But now, how do you track that? Like that's them. See, that's the complicated part.
That's why I said I'm considering it, because I got to see what they're basing it on.
Because a lot of our documentation and history has been destroyed.
Fuck your documentation. Prick my blood. Look at my DNA, nigga. Look at me. Look at me. I would have never made it across the transatlantic trade slate. I would have never made it across the Atlantic. I would have drowned. You know why? Because I'd have jumped. You know why? Because I ain't doing that shit. I don't even understand what you're saying right now. I don't know what you're saying. And if you hit me one more time, I'm just going to jump in the motherfucking water. Because beating me for why?
For why?
For why? This is me the whole time. Yeah, I would have never made it. Never would.
See, the thing about you, you're smart. Now, back then you would have had to act like you wasn't.
You know what's funny? I always joke around that I never would have made it.
Used you for good to get your knowledge.
I always joke that I never would have made it, but I have friends that told me that clearly I did, because I'm currently here. Because as I always bring up, past exists because we know it exists. There is documentation, but I only know and understand my current, my present, and that's all I know. So who's to know? Who's to say? Like, am I really here? Right. I'm here at least on this plane, in this form, on this plane. You know, something to think about. Oh yeah, we out of time. Yeah. So we'll be back next week. B will be back next week. It's getting hotter outside.
Get better, B.
Y'all about to be seeing us outside.
Sun's out, buns out.
Sun's out, buns out.
Sun's out, buns out.
All right, play some music. My fingernail hurts.
You hit it? You broke it?
Oh God, I broke it. Broke the fuck out of it.